Good morning, friends. I am heading to the hospital soon, and I'm super excited because today I'm doing something a little bit different. I will be there not in my typical capacity as a resident physician, but instead I will be shadowing a physician assistant. I'm super excited because I've always been curious about the PA profession, and I actually encouraged my sister to become a PA as well. She ended up not doing it, but regardless, I'm really excited to learn more about PAs, how they function in the healthcare team, and we'll also be talking to a scrub tech because I remember as a medical student being super afraid of scrub techs, thinking that every scrub tech was mean and not really understanding why that was so. It's kind of a stereotype that medical students know about, to just watch out for scrub techs because they're mean. But I'm excited to hear from a PA and a scrub tech themselves and hopefully gain a little bit more perspective. This is Karina.
Hello.
She's amazing. I'll be shadowing her today because there's no residency program here. I'm just gonna be hanging out with Karina. So she got sign up from the night PA, and then we have our lists here, and then we're gonna go see the postpartum patients before going into a C-section.
So we have 2 postpartum patients to round on today. One's a private, which we'll leave her for her private attending, and we'll just round on 2 patients today before C-section. Oh, my glasses fogging up. This is what COVID does.
You're so cute. Okay.
Whatever you like.
So we're gonna have some breakfast right before surgery, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about what's going on the floor.
Yeah. Okay, so can you explain to me what your duties are, how you function, and just all that?
That's very interesting. Okay. You're gonna have to blur that out. All right, so here at the hospital, so we don't have residents that come by, like OB residents. So the PAs have a lot of autonomy. So depending on our supervising physicians, what we're allowed with the privileges, we basically evaluate, diagnose, discharge. We do certain procedures. We first assist. There's a lot of stuff that we do.
Basically function as residents, except
so we don't like to be called residents, but a lot of people do say that. So
Okay.
we have our, how can I say it, we're not residents, but a lot of people still they still say that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, what I meant by that is that y'all do all the duties that if this were an OBGYN residency program, y'all would do everything that
yes, we would be sharing our duties, and actually I'm very selfish. I don't like to share my duties. I like to do everything myself.
That's fine. I don't like surgery, so you can take all
I
the
always
surgery.
take all the surgeries for her. I'm like, you don't have to go.
Yeah.
So perfect. Oh, and our lovely OB tech, come say hello.
Come say hello
to the camera.
She was
Katie, actually, true confessions, was the one that strengthened my suturing skills. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be as confident and excellent as of today.
I'm a little grasshopper.
So
I love it. Everyone on this floor has been so nice. Y'all saw how much I cried last month. This month I haven't cried at all.
That's really good. I was really excited about that.
I know. So it's been really, really good. OB/GYN floors often get this stereotype of being malignant. And I haven't really seen that here.
What do you usually hear from outside in?
So this is more so residency programs, but I guess as when I was a med student, I just assumed that it was the OB/GYN floors that were like this, but it was just OB/GYN programs are malignant, people are mean to each other, people just try and cut each other down and stuff.
Not here.
Yeah, I know, because everyone thinks OB/GYN, it's a lot of women, and so they must be catty, but I think that might just be the
stereotype. That is, it's funny. Yeah, we actually haven't experienced that at all. I think that some of our nurses are amazing. They've been here for years. One of the nurses actually was in my delivery. She delivered me.
No.
Yeah, she's the night nurse, so she was in my delivery. That was pretty interesting. So we're not malignant. I think we're very happy. I mean, once in a while, I think that we might all be in our menstrual cycle together, but that is okay.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen that at all. I feel like everyone works super well together. Everyone's really nice.
What it is,
I haven't cried once. I've been so happy.
They usually say once you become an L&D nurse, you're in it forever. So I think it's pretty nice because you kind of go on with your colleagues for a really long time, and so Katie she's tough in the OR because when you're in the OR, you don't just want people to think that you could just go in and know like the OR is a very serious place to be. So when Katie, like when, you know, residents come by and they train, she's a tough cookie, but when you look back at it, you appreciate it.
In the best way. Yeah. Okay, so tell us why you're so tough.
I'm tough. In the real OR, they're even worse than I am.
Oh, like outside of OBGYN.
Outside OBGYN, you go into a regular OR and I'm a marshmallow compared to them.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, so tell us like why you're so tough.
I'm so tough because one, it's a sterile environment.
Yeah.
Once you contaminate, we have to start from square one. We don't have time to start from square one.
Yeah.
And everything costs money. So if one thing is contaminated, then everything has to be tossed out. And I don't have the time for that. And I get the lashback from the doctors. Like, it's not going to be the student or the resident that's going to get the lashback. It's going to be on me. Now it's going to be rush to get it recover. You have to recover from the contamination.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm tough. Also, it's not a playground. Some people come in there very laxed. Think it's like, oh, okay, I can do whatever I want, and it's not like that, especially because you don't know what's going on for your first time.
Yeah.
Or as a med student, you may have been in it a few times, but every surgery is different, and you can have 10 C-sections, but doesn't mean all 10 C-sections are going to be the same exact thing. You can't just be like complacent, oh, it's going to be the same. It's not. You always have to expect that something can happen, and it may happen. So, and I also have to always anticipate. Not only do I have to keep an eye on my sterile field, but I have to keep an eye on however many people are in the OR. And sometimes even doctors, you know, contaminate. And I have to keep an eye on the doctor. I have to keep an eye on my circulator nurse. I have to keep an eye on the nursery nurse that comes up to my field.
While you're also like handing instruments and like assisting.
So I have to
tell
be
a doctor that they like contaminated something?
Yes, I've had told
Is it
doctors.
awkward?
No.
I love her. She's tough. She just sticks to her guns.
Be
I love
like,
her.
oh, you contaminated the light handle, or your glove is punctured. You have to change your glove. I don't have that. Like, I'm not. I think you contaminated. No, it's like
That's
you
totally me.
contaminated because my expertise is sterility.
Yeah.
And it's also, I have to make sure that the patient's taken care of. We're all advocates for patients, you know? So we don't want anything to be harmful towards the patient. So that's why I'm very stern in the OR. Outside of the OR, hey, I'm like the happiest go lucky person you can
I know. She's okay, so I was like scared of Katie at first because, you know, I feel like, I feel like because when I first started on here, I guess you only like talk to people that you like really know. And so you didn't talk to me and I was like, oh my god. She hates me, but I like that because, and I've noticed that more in the Northeast versus like in Texas where I'm from, everyone's just nice and like you just never know like who's actually nice and who like just knows how to be nice.
Yeah, I think it's because we also get like the residents that are, it's just so sad because I think we also have this kind of like stigma that you guys don't care. And I mean, I don't want to say you guys, but it just, we've had people that come in that the floor could be crashing and they're just like standing by and really don't give like a helping hand. So unfortunately, we don't get residents that come here often, but when we do, it's not people like you that are so like genuine and happy and have like a beautiful charisma, but they just sit back and just really don't show any interest. So
we have residents that sit back here the whole entire rotation. They don't show face. Or they go into 201 and all they care about is studying. Like, you won't see them the whole rotation. You won't see them.
And I'm glad you said that because I remember being like, you know, in my program and, you know, I was always like, I need to study. Like, it was all about the test. And I'm happy that I had the rotation that I did because, and I had a lot of them in New York City because I had no time for that study time, and the hands-on is what I think really showed when I came onto this floor. Like, just for emergencies, like I was just ready, you know. And that study time, even though I know we need to pass the test to finish our career, that hands-on does come, you know, handy when you're actually like on the floor.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like when you're on the floor with patients, it's like the experience that matters most. That's why, like,
unfortunately, it's always, you know, I wish it wasn't as many tests, and or at least like,
I wish
they emphasize so much on these tests that you're just like, oh my god. But
the book life is not the real life. And that's
absolutely.
what I was like when I had to take my certification, even doing clinicals and then doing your book work, doesn't intertwine so much. And then you have to learn, when you take your certification, do not apply anything in the real life into the test, because the book is direct.
It's different, yeah.
It's different. It's controlled.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's not controlled. And I understand that everyone has to take their test to pass and everything, but once you're done with the book work
and you don't know anything, then you're not
how are you gonna apply, you know, like the book is controlled. They don't show you every scenario. So if you so head on into the book, once you step into the real world, you can only apply so much that you learned in a controlled setting, like your book work, into real life. Like, you can do your diagnosis, symptoms, yes, but what happens when something that doesn't involve in the book goes awry? Like, then what do you do? You know, so
exactly.
I'm tough, because once you're out into the real world, what are you going to remember more? The girl that was tough on you, or the book?
True.
Once we see this, we know that our patient has been taken back, and it's time to go to the OR.
Perfect.
So we'll basically see you guys after the OR.
Yes, see y'all later. I hope y'all enjoyed that little fireside chat. I have really enjoyed this rotation because I've worked with so many different people from so many different specialties, because there is no residency program here. When there is a residency program, we residents tend to just hang out with each other, and I think it's important to get different perspectives from different types of providers, because when you're isolated, you kind of create this like me versus them mentality, and you just like lose perspective. For instance, as a med student, I was under the impression that all scrub techs were just mean, just to be mean. And as y'all can see from what Katie just said, that's not true. They're tough for a reason. And now that I understand that, rather than me being like, oh, woe is me, they're just mean to me because I'm a resident or I'm a med student or whatever, now I understand why. And obviously there are some people who can be a little bit unnecessary, but there is a reason that they're tough. And I found that most of the time, if you show that you mean business, that you're serious, and that you're not there to play around, while also being kind, of course, they always come around. And I've noticed that almost everyone in medicine loves to teach. So if you go into it with an open mind and wanting to learn from everyone, not just from your attendings or your residents or whatever, you'll have a good time. And it's true, like, it doesn't matter if that person is a nurse and you're a med student, and like you're gonna be a doctor or the boss one day or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, you can learn something from everyone. So I encourage all of you to try and learn from every single person that you work with. Okay, I'm gonna go scrub into the OR. See y'all in a bit. And so I'm finally home. I had a lot of fun today filming that video and getting to chat with Karina and with Katie. I think I learned a lot about the PA profession and about scrub techs, and I love learning about other people's perspectives. I hope y'all enjoyed gaining this perspective from other medical professionals just as much as I did. At the end of the day, medicine is a team sport, and the healthcare team is a team for a reason. We're all humans, and part of being human is making mistakes. And in healthcare, when you're taking care of a patient, you don't want to make mistakes. Taking care of another human being in one of their most vulnerable moments in life is truly a privilege, and it's not one that should be taken lightly. So if healthcare professionals can just come together and work together as a real team and support each other and help each other fill in our gaps, that's when the patient truly benefits. And at the end of the day, it's about our patients. It's not about us. It's not about our egos. It's not about what profession is better than the other, because we all have our own values that we bring to the healthcare team, and we should all be valued for that. If you have any questions about becoming a physician assistant, or about the profession itself, or even about becoming a scrub tech and that profession, just comment down below and we'll try to answer as many questions as possible. This will definitely not be the last that you'll see of Karina and Katie. I still have 2 more weeks of my OBGYN rotation, and I'm super excited to continue working with them, because as y'all can see, they're both lovely human beings, and I'm happy to continue working with them. And that's it for this week. Until next time, remember that a little grit, a little grace, and a little gratitude can go a long way. Be patient and be kind to yourselves and to others. I'm sending y'all the biggest of hugs. I'll see y'all next week. Bye.